That empty feeling. The Eagles squander a 14-point fourth quarter lead as the Dogs bite back late to pinch a victory in a thrilling showdown at Marvel Stadium. The 5-2 final term was a titanic struggle, ending in a 7-point defeat for the Eagles. 21,000 fans watched on for the first Eagles game in Melbourne since 2019 semi-final time. They were treated to an epic contest, but ultimately one that ended in heartbreak for the West Coast Eagles. Welcome to this week's episode of Eagle Review. Absolutely gut-wrenching stuff, Tyson Beattie. Welcome to the desk. Now, Simo said post-game, beaten at the contest for the majority of the day, out-hunted by the Dogs, and it wasn't really until that third quarter, the second half, where they really turned things around and came to play. They kicked the final 2 goals heading into the last term, gave them all the momentum, but they eventually got run down like a long Ascot straight.
Oh, Stephen, it was kind of like watching a Tarantino film. You know there was a twist coming, but unfortunately for us, ended up the ending we didn't want.
Oh, I'm far happier at the end of Tarantino films than that one, I reckon.
It was a great game, though. I mean, we had 14 lead changes in this one. And ultimately, it showed that attrition matters again in the AFL. With the low interchange cap and also the extended quarters, you could see the Bulldogs really took advantage in that last quarter. They had double the amount of possession in the last 10 minutes. Plus, they also had a 9+ clearance advantage in that fourth quarter. Let's go back to this moment, Thumper. Jermaine Jones sagged off the back of the pack in the goal square, putting the Eagles ahead with 3 minutes remaining. Now, I was off my couch at this stage.
Up and about, big fella.
Oh, absolutely. But they hit back again. And it was this moment from young Aaron Norton, Colby Catholic College in Rockingham. He had a great game, 3 goals, and this one to put them ahead.
Yeah, beautiful delivery there from McRae.
And then this moment was huge because Williams winning a pivotal 3-on-1 at halfback to snuff any last chance out where the ball was intended for Liam Ryan. Unfortunate.
Real tough one. 2 Eagles forward of, just outside the 50 as well. Hard for Tommy Cole to spot in the heat of the moment. This West Coast Eagles had their chances in the final term, no doubt about it. They had the opening 3 behinds, including this absolutely heartbreaking one from Jamie Cripps. Into the man on the mark, don't you worry, he'll be every bit of disappointed about that, as all Eagles
faithful. There's nothing you can say about that, can you?
Not a great deal, but I tell you what I can say is the Western Bulldogs midfield was sensational on the day. You've got to tip your cap. You take the 2 best midfielders out of their side, it makes a difference. No yo, no shoey certainly hurts. But McRae, Bontempelli, 28 score involvements from the 2 of them. Our highest was Tim Kelly with 9, and they combined for 71 disposals. McRae had 40 of them. The Bont, 3 goals, which included the icing on the cake at the end, and 1 early, which is when they kept missing, and it took the captain to just steady the ship and go, no, I'm going to bomb one. I think it was up to the opposite foot. He was unbelievable.
He was unbelievable, and he probably has 6 Brownlow votes for the first 2 games of the season.
Freak. And Treloar, 9 disposals in the final term. He certainly improved as the game went on. Liberatore, Dunkley, all quality. In fact, the Dogs had over 100 more disposals than the West Coast Eagles. Over 100 more handballs, so you can see the clear tactic there. Run, feed, while West Coast were trying to pinpoint pass like they love to do. But they also improved 10% more than the Eagles on inside 50 disposal efficiency. And in the fourth quarter, it seemed like that was going at about 100.
Yeah, and I mean, they're very skillful teams, but they have such different game styles as well. And that was what was fascinating about the contest. What really stings after this one, Thumper, is that we could have been 2-0 heading into a massive clash with Port Adelaide, probably the most red-hot team in the AFL at the moment.
They're firing, but coulda, shoulda, woulda means donuts.
Now, also, the status of Oscar Allen is up in the air. He came off in the fourth quarter with a shoulder injury. Now, he was able to come back on, which was a good sign, probably no structural damage, but he'll definitely need a test this week. And now, despite being beaten by the Dogs, loaded midfield, as you put it many times, Sheed and Kelly, they were really, really good. And Nick Nat, wow, 40 hit-outs, 8 to advantage in the third quarter alone, and 11 clearances. He was absolutely special.
He was the spark. I think every single one of West Coast's, forward 50 thrusts were coming off the back of it. There was centre clearance or just work he was doing around the contest. It always doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but he was remarkable on the day.
Did cop a poke in the eye late in the game as well, which didn't help.
I thought maybe one of his dreadlocks just smashed him in the face, so it's hard to read which one that is. Look, the West Coast defence stood up very well on the day. As Adam Simpson said post-game, Tom Barras leading from the front. That's probably 2 best on-ground performances as far as club champion voting are concerned. He was plucking everything down back, 10 grabs, combined with great defensive work, bringing the ball to ground. I do want to pick out a couple of moments here, though, TB, on the vision. So let's have a look at the first one. This is Norton, Bruce, Hearn, McGovern competing for this ball. Oh, that is a big contest. You couldn't pay me enough to be the meat in that sandwich, TV.
Well, you've got no meat on you, so it wouldn't be much of a sandwich anyway.
Yeah, skeleton crash on that one for Bandy.
What about Xavier O'Neal? He had a really nice moment right here.
This is quality. So just the 12 disposals on the day in his 7th game, but these are the things you want to see the young midfielder do. This smother creates the turnover on the slingshot. Jack Darling to Jamie Cripps, sees Liam Ryan heading back to the goal square, takes it, and how's the fancy footwork? Putting his opponent in an absolute blender. Jeez, you love every minute of it. But meant absolutely nothing. Lost to the Dogs.
Now, it's time for the roast of the round. Now, you're giving me the chance to actually introduce the roast. Let's start with Tom Barres. We have to have a Falcon in here, and this is a brilliant one right on the quarter-time siren. Look at this, bang. But did have a great game, TB. What about Lipinski here? Just decides to place the ball on the ground. No, that'll be 50-metre penalty and Jermaine Jones goal roast.
Yeah, quality. 3 goals from Jermaine Jones. Outstanding effort for his first game of 2021.
Now, Jack Redden, he's been around for a while, but...
Good mark here too, by the way.
But any chance BT actually knows who he is?
Two kicks out very, very wide. Mark taken in the end by Redden, and they're away here through Ryan.
Perhaps confused with Mason Redmond, Essendon, maybe?
Just confused in life, I dare say. Let's go to Zach Langdon. Geez, tough stepladder instance on this one. Liam Ryan just says, have one in the back of the head. As if things couldn't get worse. How's this scene? It looks like the elevator scene from The Shining. Real tough times, but Liam Ryan, he was leaping for absolutely everything. I'm happy with that not being paid because that's clearly touched the deck, but look at that monster leap. He's going to take Mark of the Millennium, and it's just a matter of when, TB.
Now, what about Razor Ray? Now, he is one of the most nimble umpires in the AFL, but whew, there he goes. Now, Zach Langdon could have killed him here. Look at this.
Should be back of the head shattered on his kneecap at that point, I reckon.
He did get up with a bit of a smile on his face. Good on you, Razor. Now, Caleb Daniel, probably one of the most skillful players in the AFL. Look at that instep, bang to JJ and goal.
Yeah, not often are you waiting at the top of the square going, I can't wait for the ball to get to me, because it never does.
Mitch Wallace is also a really good kick, but how's the belly on this snap? Oof.
No, very smelly indeed on that one. Shannon Hearn, absolute man-child, as we all know. But have a look at this. Dunkley trying to tackle him. And Hearn just plays the old Uno reverse card. No, mate, I'm going to take you to the ground. Jeez, he's an absolute beast. Now, let's have a look at this stoppage. Nick Nat, perfect tack to Jamie Cripps. He snaps on goal. Oscar Allen, beautiful win one-on-one. But he forgets which leg he is. Is he, am I left? Am I right? I've had a little bit of a moment, but in the end kicks the goal and avoids a roast of the year.
Now, around the grounds, I'll take this off you too as well, Thumper. Sorry about that one. Now, what is it about small forwards getting in the way of goals? Look at Gibbons here. This would have been a sensational snap by Walsh off the ground. Gibbons in the way.
Love the apology.
Sorry, mate.
Sorry, mate. Sorry about the lack of 5 points I've just given you.
Now, North getting pumped in this one. Walker decides he's going to try anything to try and get a goal here. They've only kicked one till the second quarter here. Big fresh area.
They've got to try everything. Let's go to the Brisbane Lions game now. Eric Hipwood goes up for this contest. Brilliant spoil, collect. Oh, he's done everything except kick one of the easiest goals of his career. Certain roast. Now we're going to go to the winner, TB. This is a deserving one. So Geelong, big game. This is an unfortunate one where Gary Rowan plays on in the square, siren goes. BT just having another senior moment.
Spinning Guthrie, right foot snap to the goal square. Rowan, hard-earned, well-earned, patient goal by the Cats. Right on the half-time siren. No goal. Did it not count? Was it before siren? But I didn't hear the siren.
Oh, look, perhaps the director could have helped him out a little bit there.
Give me a spell. The field umpire's like waving the plane in and giving him all these signals, and BT's just in the moment of, oh, he's kicked the goal. Lift your form.